Okay, guys, thanks for sticking around. Really proud of our guys, proud of our coaches, and proud of our players. Certainly, that's what chopping is about. You know, to go down 14-0 and have things start the way they did after what happened 15 days ago really could have caved in a lot of teams. Man, I thought that they just stayed in the process of chop and believed and did it, and were able to overcome some pretty substantial early adversity and find a way to win the game. So really proud of them. I think without a doubt God brought some special people into this program for a reason, and I'm really grateful that I had the chance to coach the players and work with the coaches, because that was really special today for me. Questions?
Greg, first game with Nuns as the OC. Your thoughts on how he performed?
Yeah, I thought he did a really good job. I thought the whole offensive staff, we knew we were going to have to play complementary football. These guys, I think, ran 102 plays against somebody we were breaking. I forget who it was, but they're averaging 80 plays a game. They're the fastest team in football. They ran more going into this game. They had run more plays than anybody else. That tempo, you could see at the beginning, it took our team, no matter how much you do different things in practice, it's hard to really simulate that at the speed with which they do it. And I think it took us a series and a half to get used to it. But then what an unbelievable job the defense did. I mean, that was phenomenal. Really good football. And that's, again, the complimentary part of it. His offense really ate the clock. I think we had close to 39 minutes of time of possession. That's the way you do. You keep their offense on the sideline. It's the best way to defend them.
Greg, what did Sam Brown show you today with his performance? And is he okay? Because it looked like he limped off the field in the fourth.
Yeah, number one, it's not just today. I think we've all seen him progressing, but it's a process. You know, if you do it too early when the guy's not ready to take that load, it can have a detrimental effect. I think Sam continued to show us each week that he deserved more touches, and today he got plenty of touches. Now, he did have something wrong with his lower extremity deal that we're going to see how that is tomorrow. I don't know. But we have really, I'm very confident in our backs, with Shorty and Kyle Monungai. And Aaron Young hasn't yet been back full force yet, so I'm pretty excited about that room.
Greg, was the plan to ride with Noah the entire game, and is that the plan going forward at quarterback?
Well, the plan was to start Noah. The key that we thought to win this game was make sure we don't turn the football over and keep their offense on the sideline. And as the game went on, Nuns and I talked about it a number of times. Gavin is definitely improving every day, and I'm excited to see what he's going to become. And when is his time to jump in there? I don't know. He was the 2 this week, and Evan I thought had a good week too. But I think as I said to Gavin, he improved between last Thursday and this Thursday a lot. So if we can do that again this week and next week, but. I think what Noah did is exactly what we asked him to do. Be the point guard out there and distribute the ball to his playmakers. And, you don't know it, but he was doing, he was under center some, which was different, and he was doing some run checks. And to me, when you make the right run check, that's as good as throwing an 8-yard pass. And some of those runs are coming out because we're checking it and Noah knows exactly what to do. So I think right now our quarterback room is growing, and we'll figure it out week to week how we deploy those guys.
I'm sure everyone in the locker room is special, but to snap a long losing streak, to do it with a new offensive coordinator, to do it with a veteran quarterback that's back from injury, was anything more special about today's locker room? And
I think more than any of those other things, I think it was what we went through 2 Friday nights ago. I mean, that was as hard a loss as I can remember. And I've been in, some big games and lost some big games and won some big games, but that really hurt, and it hurt the kids, it hurt the coaches, and and then to be able to start out the way it did and be able to overcome that, I think there's guys downstairs that are starting to see what that means. And again, that's all part of growing as a program. As I told them after the game last week, we need to get better. It's not complicated. We're not good enough yet to win. I got to coach better. You got to play better. We got better. And it was fortunately good enough to win this week. Will it be good enough to win next week? We're going to find out. But I know we have to get better this week. So that's really our goal. When you're building something, you just keep getting incrementally better. And we'll keep doing that.
Say, Coach, a win is a win any way you can get it, believe me. But in the back of your mind somewhere, particularly in a game like today, isn't it good to see maybe a smash mouth ball control game to which you can say, yeah, my offensive line is as good as I thought it was?
Well, I can't lie. I do like to see when you can run the ball, because in our league, now today was a beautiful day, right? But we know the back half of your season in the Big Ten, you're going to have to be able to run the football. There's days that you can go out there and it's just prohibitive to throw it with the wind and the elements. So I am pleased. We're far from where we need to be, but we're much better than we were. So that's kind of the journey.
Greg, when you're recruiting Sam Brown, what did it tell you that he used first team all Philadelphia Catholic League in both football and basketball?
Yeah, that's a great point. He's a tremendous athlete, and you can see his athleticism with some of the cuts that he makes. It's a 220-pound man, and he sticks a foot in the ground and changes direction. That's special stuff. So he's got to continue to develop, but he's got a good head start.
Sam Brown finished with 28 carries. Was there more of an emphasis to give him the ball during the bye week?
Well, he became the starting running back. So as you saw that today, so when you're the number one, you get more carries, and but as every game, as I've said to you guys many times, every game takes on a personality of its own, takes on a story of its own, and as he is running the football, he's making yards, and I always look at this: are they falling this way or are they falling that way? And he was falling this way, and that's important, right? Because that's a yard and a half more every time you fall that way. So. Yeah, he showed up today. I hope he's well.
Greg, when you made the move with Sean, you talked about believing this team could win games this season. I'm just curious what this win does in the big picture, just for the season as a whole.
Yeah, Steve, I don't have any idea what it does for the season as a whole, but I know that we're 1-0 today, and that was what we set out to do, because the two biggest bandits that I know are the past and the future. They steal from now, and we couldn't let that loss get us twice, and we can't let the future get us. We gotta learn to stay in the moment, and that's our process. Chop the moment. I was really pleased that they did that. Because the past, go down 14-0. That's the past. Real quick, and you let your mind live back there, you're gonna mess up what you're trying to do right here. So it's so important to us, that we learn to do that as a program. We've always had certain guys that could do it, coaches and players. But then there's others that have trouble doing it. And when we can get better at that, I think we have talented guys. We need to train this as much as the whole body and learn to chop. And we're getting better at it. So that's the key.
Time for two more. Greg, where do you feel like you've seen the defense kind of improve the most collectively as the season's progressed?
I think they're really playing extremely hard, detailed football. Sometimes when you play hard, I liken it to a bad golfer. The guy may have a big driver, but if he hits it far but into the woods, it doesn't matter, right? So not only are we playing hard, but we're playing smart, and that's a tribute, I think, not only to our players, but to the defensive coaches have done a great job of really getting these guys to be focused and in the moment.
Greg, I know you have to watch the film, but Aaron Lewis take a couple tackles for a loss. But what have you seen from him this season and his gap assignments, taking on multiple blockers, just the impact he has?
Yeah, I think Aaron, his career has kind of gone like this. Right from the beginning, we saw that he was what we call twitchy. He can suddenly do movements, and that's hard to block. And now he's getting bigger. He was I don't know what he was, 220 pounds maybe. Now he's up over 250. As he continues to get bigger and bigger and stronger with that same twitchy athleticism, he's becoming a force. And we need him to be that. And I think the whole D-line is kind of growing up in front of our eyes. They're a young group. with the exception of Fetty. It's a young group, so they're growing up, and we need them to, because your D-line and your O-line, that's always where you start, in my opinion. So thanks, guys. Appreciate it.